Welcome to the Joey Show, Heart of a Champion, from Long Beach, California.
These are the moments I know heaven must exist. These are the moments I know all I need is this. I found all I've waited for, yeah, and I could not ask for more.
Yo, Joey, you over here now?
Flying me back to Memphis. Gotta find my Daisy Jane. Well, the summer's gone, and I hope she's feeling the same. Well, I left her just to roam the city, thinking it would ease the pain. I'm a crazy man, and I'm playing my crazy game. Does she really love me? I think she does. Like the stars above me, I know because.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Joey Show, the Heart of a Champion. We've got a very special guest, just like I promised. It's Linda Nusbaum. Linda, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Joey. I'm happy to be here.
We are so happy to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, you know our tagline is skin to skinny relationship to real estate. Linda specializes in relationship. And we all know that I need a lot of help in that area. She is the author of Safe, Happy, Loved, Simple Skills for Your Relationship. This is the book. You can find it on Amazon.com. Linda, how long have you been practicing with this process of yours and helping people in their relationship?
Well, I've been a therapist and a counselor and a guide for a lot of couples over the last 14 years.
Okay.
And I've really kind of refined how I work. I do a lot of drawing.
Okay.
That comes pretty naturally. And I try to give people a picture of what it is they live in. Because most people who are in relationship, they love each other. There's no question about that. But they don't often get what they want. So they have some behaviors that make the other person unhappy, or they fold up, or they leave, or they get mad. Those are just behaviors trying to get what they really want, which is to be connected. So my view is, let me hear where you live. Let me diagram for you what it is so you can understand what needs to alter. And that's the work I do.
That makes really good sense to me. I've struggled in the major relationships with a significant other. It always starts out really, really well. I give that credit to just love, falling in love, and then it seems to take a turn on me, and it seems like a lot of times it was some anger issues that I was dealing with. You must hear that all the time. We know domestic violence has been up significantly. I have done a lot of hard work since the last relationship I came out of. I feel like looking around that when you become 140 years old like myself, you want to be in a relationship. And so I know that you're a busy person in that area. Why don't you share with us some of the important steps that you feel in new relationships, whether depending on age doesn't matter. I think there's a foundation that's set precedent to any relationship. Why don't you share that with me?
Okay. You know, falling in love is the most special time for two people. and it's always right. There's no wrong there. It's perfect. But what starts to happen with relationships is we are so enamored with that beautiful part of love, we never want to leave it. We want it to last forever. Unfortunately, it doesn't last. And you start to kind of fall out. That doesn't mean you're falling out of love. It just means you've gone through that phase and now there's a new phase. In the new phase, you start to discover that the person that you think knows everything about you because you love them so much and they love you so much, you love them, they love you, they know everything about me, I know everything about them, we're perfect together, doesn't really know you. And then they start to make you mad. And then you start dismissing some stuff easily. It's like, oh, well, that's not so bad. This other stuff is really good. But the more you dismiss without working together on how to blend two personalities, two different kinds of ways of thinking, two different people, two different thought processes, two different humans, if you don't start working early, you build and build and build, and then you got a wall. And that wall, you just wait for that other person to change because you aren't taking that wall down.
Right. Well, that makes sense to me. What would be your recommendation entering into a new relationship? Do you recommend that? I know there's a lot of churches and groups. You're involved with a group that's actually free, and we're going to give you some details on that later. But they offer classes, premarital classes. I think people take it for granted that when you fall in love, that it's an automatic, like you just said, going to last forever. And I do believe that love does last forever, okay? But you have to really apply and work and show some commitment and take self out of it.
You said a lot of really important things. Love always lasts. But what we learn in a relationship is that you are going to get triggered at all your sore spots. Everything that isn't finished inside you is going to just go crazy when you get your feelings hurt. And so the reaction with someone who's supposed to love you, you cannot believe they hurt you at this depth. That just tells me if you're evolved or if you want to continue with the person you're with, yes, you got your feelings hurt. Now, what are you going to do about it? Not what are they going to do for you?
Right.
So that's self-development. Now, when we understand why we get upset, what we need from our mate, how we ask for it, we can have smooth sailing forever.
So communication would be huge, okay? I think that when you're in a relationship, like you were just talking about, how important is being open and honest? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the answer to that question as soon as we come back from this commercial break. It's the Joey Show, Heart of a Champion from the Alamitos Bay, beautiful Long Beach, California.
Well, I left her just to roam the city, thinking it would ease the pain. I'm a crazy man, and I'm playing my...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Joey Show, the Heart of a Champion. We have Linda Nusbaum here with us, relationship guru specialist. She doesn't like that, but
No, it's okay.
I've never been so quiet on one of my shows. I am totally into this, and this is for you guys because you know we cover skin to skinny, relationship to real estate. Linda, before the break, we talked about being open and honest. Give us your analysis of that.
Well, that's an ideal. But really, all of us, we all have some secrets. I mean, I'm with someone, I'm married. He doesn't know everything about me. I like to have a little bit of privacy. But when it comes to how we interact, how we bump up against each other, what we want from each other, that stuff can't be a secret. That has to be out there. And you have to say it. You have to say, I don't want you to do that. I want something different. Because if you don't, then you build resentment.
And that's where problems begin, when resentment enters in. It's like a virus, it's like a bacteria, it's like rust in the relationship.
It's very hard to be vulnerable with somebody that has hurt your feelings. Usually, and it's very human, all of us do this. When you get your feelings hurt, it's like, I'm protecting, don't go there, I'm not talking to you. That is really human. We have to do that. But in a relationship, what do you create? Separateness. You miss out on your connection. And then how do you get back? Do you know how to repair? That's another skill. A lot of skills to learn. And no one is born with them. And that's the sad part, is that we don't have relationship schools. We have so many schools, but not relationship schools. How do you be a good mate? What are the traits of a good mate?
Yeah, the only thing that you really have that I've experienced in my 140 years is
Not really.
is
Okay.
is the church.
Yes.
That's we're
Yes.
a lot of us were brought up through biblical standards. It's the oldest, most all-time selling book of all time, and it talks a lot about, and it's full of wisdom and knowledge. But there are not, like you said, there's a school for everything. There's culinary school, there's driving school, there's mechanic school, there's IT schools, there's colleges and universities popping up every day. Online schools. So that makes sense to me that we are at a record pace of divorce, breakups, domestic violence, and I used to have someone say that there's people that just don't know how to act. There's choices that we make every day that are, probably not as good as choices we should be making. And that's, I feel like in any relationship that I've been in that I was a dedicated, committed, take care of them. As a guy, we see our grandpas or our dads, when something's broke, they go grab a toolbox and they go fix it. In a relationship, for me, and I have construction companies, I feel like I can fix it if it's broke. And I want to grab a toolbox and fix it because that's how little boys, we grow up with the play school hammer and nail and workbench, and the girls grow up with the easy bake oven and the crimp and curl, okay? And by the way, it looks like you got a great crimp and curl. I mentioned your hair, you got beautiful hair, and it's natural, ladies and gentlemen. This is DNA, she says, and I thought it was a spiral perm. I know my hairstyles. But going back to that, us guys, we think that we can fix it. And I've worked on the softer side of manlyhood. I know I'm tough. I know I'm physical. I know I'm strong. I wanted to really work on being more of an equally yoked partner. I began to do things like skincare, pedicures, going shopping. Really wanted my partner to be my best friend and my partner. And, I felt like I was on the right track. Another show, another day. I want to talk more about that, but I want to keep going with what we're on because we could talk for days about relationship.
We could. You said so many good points there, but I want to hit on one that I think I'm hearing you go around and around about, and that is men are taught to be men. Women are taught to be women. And it breaks out in a couple, and it's not always the male or the female because it could be switched. We have right brain, we have left brain. Right brain, creative, feels everything in the body. Left brain, big picture, linear, analytical, everything in the head. You try to fix things for the right brain person. You're a left brain person. I know you probably feel stuff too, but I'm thinking if you're a fixer,
Sure.
you are left brain. The right brain, you know what we need? Because I'm right brain.
Okay.
We don't know. We don't know. When our feelings get all like this, we haven't figured them out yet. That's why we go away or we get mad or we do something. We're in our feelings. And then you come along and say, hey, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? And we're like, no, I don't know. Very common.
That's where the question, what's wrong with you?
Nothing is wrong with the person who is in the body. There's too much going on for that person to figure it out in that moment. As soon as the energy and the adrenaline and the cortisol, as soon as it dissipates, that person will start having some thoughts and will realize what happened. Oh, wow, I got mad when so-and-so did that. Oh, now I know. And then they can come to you. But you didn't get the cue. You didn't realize that you were supposed to back off, say, okay, baby, I'll be here waiting for you when you come back. And then the person comes back and says, hey, I'm sorry I did that. I was kind of crazy. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm right here. You didn't get the cue that you're supposed to be the non-fixer.
Ladies and gentlemen, baby, I'll be waiting here when you get back. We'll be right back after this commercial break. We're with Linda Nusbaum, relationship girl, my new best friend. I'm working on it. See you in 2 and 2.
Does she really love me? I think she does. Like the stars above me, I know because the sky is bright, everything's alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I haven't went nowhere. I hope you're still with us. This is Linda Nusbaum. It's the Joey Show, Heart of a Champion, Alamitos Bay, Long Beach, beautiful guest. We're talking about relationship. It's a great topic. It's a popular topic, and we've got someone here that knows what she's talking about. We left off with what you were saying about men and right brain, left brain. How do we get onto the same page?
Yes. Most couples believe that they have to be like this, even, 50-50, 100-100, tied, yoked, like you said. But here's my belief. You are you, your person is your person, and you come into the center respecting that each is different. So I'm not kidding, this is the hardest thing to learn. You love your thoughts, you know your thoughts. They are your thoughts. But your person has his or her own thoughts, and they love them as much as you do. So you have to kind of really accept that you're in partnership to help that person have a great life, as hopefully they will do for you. So I know I had to really dial back myself because I was like so good at being an individual, a human. I'm such a good human. But I was a terrible mate because I was always like, but that impacts me. I don't like that. Why are you doing that? It was all about me. And before I became a counselor, I'm just going to reveal something. I went to couples counseling with my husband-to-be.
Okay.
And that was the first time I ever heard him talk.
Wow.
Because he's not a talker. I'm the talker.
Right.
Yeah. So we pick non-talkers if we're talkers. And this guy, my husband, now, he was talking to the therapist, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, I have never heard those thoughts. It was like a light bulb went off, and I thought, uh-oh, I have been so in myself. No room for him. That's what I help people with.
That's amazing to me because, you know, everything that we've talked about, and we could go on and on for days and days. I know personally, I have, in the relationship that I've been in before, and I've talked to a lot of people all the time. How important is financial responsibility in a relationship?
Well, it can be the cause of a breakup.
Okay.
I have this couple that I've been helping. They've recently broken up. Sometimes it happens even in the work where we try to help people find their way. She has been supporting him, and she finally woke up and thought, I don't want to. That's too much. So sometimes we think care is everything. And for men, maybe you have felt this. I have to take care of this person. I have to do this for this person. I will, it's fine. I can spend my money on them. It's love. It's all part of it.
And it
No.
catches up to you.
Yes.
It catches up to you. It does. And I've experienced that before. And I actually experienced guilt because I said something about it. And it hurt.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah.
That's happening in this couple that I'm talking to. She has withdrawn, and oh my gosh, he's coming at her like, you promised, you said you'd do this, why aren't you doing this? And she feels so guilty. She should be doing that. She's a loyal person. What's wrong with her? She's a bad person. Do you see how we get kind of crazy inside ourselves?
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with you. You had a feeling like, it's a little too much, but your person got very upset. So that made you feel bad about yourself. There's nothing wrong with how you felt.
And for me, the Italian nickname for me is Mugganuts. My adrenaline, when it goes up, I'm a survivor.
Yeah.
You can throw me off this concrete right now on my head, and I'm going to survive. I'm going to crawl.
Like your mom.
Yes, like my mother. She was a fighter. And that's part of my DNA. And, I feel like in a lot of times in my life, I felt like, not that I'm a control freak, nothing really rocks my boat, Linda. I mean, this yacht behind us could catch on fire and I'd be saying, we need to get up and move. There's no panic mode. I've been a leader. I'm a great leader. I'm always working on being a better leader. I am a great provider. Super duper lover.
Good.
I believe that I fall short in a couple areas, but those areas are significant to having a successful relationship. That's why we have you on the Joey Show, the Heart of a Champion. We're going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll come back and get Linda's final thoughts of this program. And we're going to try to put some gum in her hair and see if she'll come back. If she'll come back. If not, we're going to put bubble gum in that curly hair of hers. It's the Joey Show, the Heart of a Champion. We'll be right back.
Flying me back to Memphis. Honey, keep the oven warm. Well, the clouds are clearing, and I think we're over the storm. But I've been picking it up around me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Joey Show, the Heart of a Champion. This is one of my favorite shows of all time. Out of all of the many episodes, I have a very special guest here. I threatened her to put bubble gum in her natural curly hair. She's coming back for the Joey Show, and we're going to anchor her and see if we can keep her around for a little bit, because I know we all struggle in this area of our life. Give us your final thoughts on what you feel people can do with when they feel the slippage, when the bow ropes get tight, they're ready to break. You're speaking about a couple right now that are financial responsibility. tell us your final thoughts on that, and we'll introduce that theory to these great
do that.
viewing.
You know, when you are feeling like, oh, my mate doesn't understand me, they don't get me, I don't know what's wrong with this, maybe it's not right. When you start to feel that, instead of turning out to talk to someone, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, whoever, someone else, your parents, your friends, turn in. Turn in to your mate and say, I don't know what to do, but I want to stay. You have to stay. You can't leave. Because the two of you are going to figure this out. You have to trust that you can do this. And it might feel like you've never done it before, but you can do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Linda Nusbaum. I like her. She's going to be back. We're going to bring her back, and we're going to talk about what we do when it has gotten to the point where we've split apart, and what we can do to get back on track, and making commitments and sacrifices and all those great words that we might have failed in. It's the Joey Show, Heart of a Champion, covering relationship, skin to skinny, and real estate. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Does she really love me? I think she does. Like the stars above me, I know because the sky is bright.